Mhm. 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 Well, hello there, everybody. This is just stay at home grandma, and I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened. Something's okay. Pop up chats over there. Anyway, hi, everybody. What's new? I'm painting my chair and just trying to decide. Well, so I was talking to my daughter, and she was saying, "Why are you painting all the chairs? I can understand the yellow chair, but all the other ones." She said, "Because usually people kind of rough it up and everything like that, and they're really not that roughed up, especially the plum chair, just a little bit." So what I decided to do was paint over where the tan chair is, and then the other chairs, they're pretty good. So I'll put another coat of polyurethane on it, let it all dry, and I got like the 2 hour dry polyurethane, and I'll let it dry, and then I will commence to doing the table, which is the most important thing. And then let's see if I can get this. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to do it on by camera. I'm going to do the coffee station over there. I was going to do my cabinets, which is they're going to get done, but I guess I'm going to ask my nephew to do them because I don't think that I can do them. I might, and I'll do the floor because I can do the floor in increments, but no, I'm not going to engage in getting up on the ladder and all that other kind of stuff. That's all I need, you know. Fall and hurt myself or something like that, it would be kind of hard, you know. So anyway, I'm painting my chair, and I guess I can't see. I don't know how this does what it does, but it does. Anyway, so I'll be talking to you while I'm painting. So I've been watching a lot of home designs and stuff like that. Just getting ideas for not actually ideas because I have an idea of how I want my stuff. The art room is what's. But my granddaughter's coming over Saturday, and she's going to help me straighten out the art room so I can get some work done. And today I had an argument. I didn't have an argument. Okay, I had a fight with the contractor because I'm saying, you know, you were supposed to have all this done, and according to our insurance company, he said that he had it all done, and it's not all done. So, well, I was angry. I got unangry because I'm not going to let him send up my blood pressure, that's for sure. But I told him, that we got to be real careful because my brother's a lawyer, and lawyers stick together even though he's in another state, and he knows a lot of lawyers that he went to school with here, right here in Delaware, even though he's in Boston. So my thing is, you know, and I have like emails and all this other kind of stuff because I leave no stone unturned, because business is business. And I'll tell you more, like I said, but I'm not gonna fool with him, and he knows it too. My husband is a little bit more laid back than I am when it comes to the house. And it's not that he won't tolerate a bunch of foolishness, but he's a lot more laid back than I am. Because like I said, he was when we moved into the house, we were supposed to move into the house with the house finished. And it wasn't. I can put my glasses on to see who just came in. Hey Joshua Graham, how you doing? But I'm just not going to take his foolishness. And I told him, I'm not here to take your foolishness. You're supposed to have this done when we moved in, and I'm tired of stepping up. And I don't take it out on the workmen at all because they're actually wonderful. The other guy, not so great, so he got a new guy, and they've been wonderful. But there's still things I need. There's still plugs I need, and there's still lighting I need. So what do you do? Are you an artist, or what do you do, Joshua? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, a YouTuber? Okay, I got to come over to your station. That's really nice. And what do you YouTube about? Hey, Ray, how's my girl doing? Ray meet Joshua. He's a YouTuber. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I don't camp anymore. I really didn't camp. Let me get this straight. Camping for me was in a cabin. Okay. When I was a Girl Scout, that was different, and that was 100 years ago. But now, no. In fact, I don't even go in cabins anymore. I'm not like a home girl because I had a stroke, so I stay home and do things. I get a lot done though, don't you, Ray? You know what I'm saying? Ray knows. She'll tell you. I get a lot done. I do not let the stroke impede me from anything. When I get tired, I just get tired and I rest for a little while and then start all over again. So, Josh, do you have kids and all that when you go camping with your family? Or do you go camping alone? There's nothing wrong with being alone. I watched some good YouTube people. Sunday I'm having a question and answer thing too. Anybody wants to ask me any questions or anything like that. I'm gonna have to do this on the camera so that you can see what. Well, I think you saw the color yellow yesterday. I don't know how this thing does. So you would think after all these years I know it, right? Yellow. This. Hey, yeah, Michelle, how are you? This color. What? Oh, here it is. It's not going. I don't know what the heck is wrong with this. Okay, let me see if I can. This color right here. Yellow. How are you, Michelle? Thanks for stopping by. I was by your channel yesterday. I'm painting and I thought that maybe you might be able to see it, so I have to do it on camera. I don't know how to position this laptop. Like I said before, if you think that all these years that I would be on here that I would know this, but I don't. I really don't. Okay. So did I do that side? Maybe I just. It's this color. It looks like it is kind of a buttercream yellow. I like it. I just had to redo this particular chair because, because when they moved us to our temporary home, they left one of this chair outside. The other ones, see, what my daughter made me realize, and I should have thought about it, is I was going to paint all the chairs. And she said, you don't need to paint all the chairs. She said, because you're going to rough them up anyway to make them look like they're old anyway, and they actually are. But so I'm just going to paint the other one, just repair the other one, and then the other ones don't need repairing, and then rough them up and then put some polyurethane on and call it a day because I need to do this table. I was supposed to do this table before we had the fire. In fact, the week of the fire, I bought the paint. Where that paint is, I don't know. But and I was going to stencil it, and stuff like that because I got to do this floor. But that's going to take me some time, so I'm going to get all of the other paint and stuff out of the way. What you working on, Michelle? Ray? I looked at Michelle's YouTube page. She can crochet her behind off. Now, like I knit, and I said, this year, I'm going to learn how to do two things. Bake, because I can bake cookies and little things like that. Well, different kinds of cookies. I can't bake some of the cookies. Some of these cookies that they have are fabulous. They look like cakes and stuff like that. And I'm going to learn how to bake. I can bake a few. I used to bake bread, so I might be able to retrace that and get that back into action. But I'm going to, and I'm going to learn how to crochet. Are you working at daycare? Or you have a daycare? Oh, really? I used to have a home daycare 100 years ago. Okay. When my son was born, And my daughter was about, I think they're 3 years. Well, I don't know anymore. 3 years apart, let's say. Okay. And I decided, because I wanted to teach. Oh my God, it is work, and it is work, and I feel kind of sorry for some people now because daycare is the only thing that they have for their kids, but some of these kids, I don't know whether yours are, but some of them need to learn some manners. As I have a couple of friends that have daycares. And it's not the kids' fault either. It's the parents' fault. But I used to work in the school system. When my kids got older, I had I finished part of the school and then I went back to school. And when the kids got older, I started teaching. I started at Head Start, and then I had an associate's then. Then I got my bachelor's degree, and then I went to get my master's. I got the first master's, and then when I moved here, because they offered me a job at Del Tech, which is a junior college, and I got an offer between Del Tech here in Delaware and I think it was the College of Vermont. Yeah, I know it was in Vermont. I remember what the name of it was. And I remember my son saying to me, "Yeah, but you live in Massachusetts now, and but the weather's going to be bad and stuff like that. And if you're going to go out by yourself, you know, um, you might not want to, to do the embrace that, because then you got to shovel snow." And he said, "And then you'll be calling me every other weekend to come up to shovel the snow." And I'm like, "No, I'll give myself a little ride along or whatever." But I decided, although Vermont's very pretty, I stopped painting for a while. The Vermont's very pretty and stuff like that. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to, you know, go to Delaware, because I had friends here, because I had lived here with my first husband. After he got out of the service, he worked for Eastern Airlines. And so I had a few friends here and stuff like that. And I found this house, and it was on the water. And I'm saying, yep, yep, that's true. I was reading this. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of scary the way, and I don't blame it on the kids at all, because I have a good relationship with kids, and but I blame it on the parents. I said, because it's kind of scary how they just complain to kids. Just little kids say anything, and I think maybe you also all saw the video where the kids were having a birthday party, and the little girl was leading in this dance, and at first I said, "Oh, that's so cute," and then I heard the words to the song, and I'm like, "Oh my God, really?" And the parents are right there, and they've been blasting them parents out on YouTube for like forever. It's been about a year. So I'm glad you have great families, because that's important, because apparently some people don't give a doggone anymore. They just completely let their kids do whatever, say whatever, and whatever, and they think all that's cute, and it isn't. It isn't. And I can't say that my kids were angels, because I don't know. But around me and around my friends, because I was taught respect. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, auntie. Whatever. Okay. And I was taught respect. And when the adults came to the room, I went someplace else. Yep, that's good. Yep. My mother and my father died when I was 8 years old. But my mother was the Terran, not my father. My father was 6 foot something. My mother was 5 feet tall, 98 pounds soaking wet. But boy, she could hit you, and you thought that you got socked by somebody that was 200 and something pounds. Yeah, I was a little girl. My father died in 1956. He died of cancer, and I actually found him dead, but that's a story for another time. But anyway, so I'm going to try to set the camera up maybe tomorrow, and stuff like that, because I'm going to give you like a look at the kitchen. Um, and although I'm good with color and stuff like that, y'all could help me with some stuff, because I'm going to finish this chair later on, because I'm going to go warm up my husband something, because I made meals ahead. You know what? That would be good for you, Ray. That would be good for you. You should retire and have a daycare. You know what I mean? I had thought about when I was going to retire before I had the stroke. I was going to retire 2 years before after I had the stroke. And I was going to retire. That was my plan, to retire in like 2 years. I had the stroke. I was out for about 4 months, and then I went back to work. I worked that year, and then I retired because I couldn't take it anymore. It wasn't the kids at all. What it was, you know, my balance and headaches and things like that. And, I was a counselor, so I had to do what I had to do. Yeah, you can. I mean, because the government's looking for them for places. The parents are looking for places and stuff like that. If you get a good package going and stuff like that, because some of these daycares are phenomenally expensive and they don't have anything, and if you want, I can type you up things and stuff like that and whatnot, and I'll mail it to you, because that would be good for you. I think it's good that, because the kids whose parents have to work, and especially those kids who are only children, if they see some kind of stability in their life, and home daycare, to me, and it was funny because home daycare years ago was like, you took a couple of friends and they say to you, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm taking care of my kids. And they said, well, will you babysit for my kids while I work? Made a deal and didn't question. We didn't have to do all their paperwork and stuff like that. I understand why they do it now. You know what I mean? For legal purposes and, medical coverage and all that kind of stuff. I got it. But at that particular time when I was coming along and I was a young girl, okay, that was my way of making a little money. And I would teach the kids how to bake. Well, I didn't teach them how to bake. I taught them how to make bread. I would make like little things because I didn't take infants. I only took one infant, and that was because it was my son's best friend. And actually, no, he wasn't an infant. No, he wasn't an infant. They were both 2 years old, and but they were the littlest ones. And then the rest I took were like 4, 5, and 6, because some came after school. And I only had like 6 kids, something like that. But that was my way of making income and stuff like that. And the house was big enough, and we had fun, And then, as I said, as I progressed into college and stuff like that, I knew that was one of the things I wanted to do. And the real truth is, I wanted to be a chef. I always wanted to be an artist, but I included my art in my counseling. But that was one of the things. But I always wanted to be a chef. And when I told my mother at that particular time, they had schools. I don't even know whether they have the school in Boston anymore. I have to look that up. But they had girls' trade school, and they were learning how to cook and all this other kind of stuff. And of course, I took sewing in a regular school, and I said I can incorporate my sewing and do hair and all that other kind of stuff, because we had to graduate wherever we went with a certificate in a trade. And so when I went to regular high school, I took hair design. But I wanted to be a chef, and my mother said, "Oh no, you're not going to cook." I see. Yeah. Well, party training was not a thing for me either. But the 2 2-year-olds was my son and the woman who had the child downstairs in my house. I had a two-family. The first house I had was a two-family house, and then the second house I got. Well, no, the second house I got was a two-family house. This is a single family. Really? Really? Well, my thing is today and I really wish my mother was alive, so I can say, "See what you made me miss?" Because all them people are on television. And what's really good is that they're very entertaining and stuff like that. Now, I'm entertaining sometimes, but stoic on other times, but I can cook. You know what I mean? And I didn't take any cooking. Well, yeah, I did, because my mother taught me how to cook. She didn't teach me how to bake though. Okay, email me, and then I'll write you a certain type of a letter, and then you can add to it and take away from it. But there are just forms, and I don't know what your state requirements are, but I can tell you some of the good things that you can do with them, because I've helped a couple of other people recently, with it and stuff like that, because I really do believe that working for somebody is nice, because I worked for somebody for years, but I had a little side job too of doing my art and stuff like that. I did some people's floors and things like that. I cannot at all go out and do anything. I would take furniture out the trash and redo it and sell it and stuff like that. I've always had side gigs, what I mean? And I work for the school system, but actually I work for a private agency, but I still got the same benefits. Yep. And that's what you should do. We should, and I applaud anybody who goes out there and works for themselves. You'll find out that, you'll feel a lot better. You won't work as hard, because when you're working hard for somebody else, and this is something my father told me. He had a store and a barbershop. Well, my father came from Mississippi. My mother came from Portugal. Another story for another time. I really don't even know how they met. I've heard several stories. Okay. But I like the one that my uncle told me, so I'll stick with that one. My father decided, and he went to college. When he got out the military, he said he's going to have a store and a barbershop, and he cut hair in the military. So we grew up, and our house was up, our apartment was up on top of the store and the barbershop, and he bought the building. So, my father instilled in me the work ethics, the house ethics, respect. I mean, and like I said, he died when I was 8 years old, but I remember everything that he told me. I guess because it's some part of me probably knew he was going to die. He had cancer. Okay, honey, thank you for coming in. I will see you later. Then, but Ray, you need to do it. You need to do it. And you'll feel good. You can have like regular school hours, and so you take vacations with the schools, or you shut down for a week for 3 days when they have Thanksgiving. You shut down for a week when 10 days. It's 10 or 11 days now. When they have Christmas, you have a week or two off in the summertime, so that the parents now I wouldn't be off in the summertime at all, but I would have like a week or two. Yeah, because that's a little bit cumbersome. I mean, when you party training and stuff like that ain't no fun. But I mean, I would do it. Just email me. I didn't do it yet.
I see.
Down in the bottom. Well, look, let me get off, because I gotta do some stuff for my husband. Yeah, and then have the lesson plan up. Just go to your city and find out everything that you need. All right, and then I'll give you everything that you need in terms of curriculum and stuff like that. Okay, so I love you. Take care. God bless. Stay safe and hold your family close. Okay, bye-bye. See you in the next video.
I talked to Joe.